conflict management skills. Everybody needs these for their life, right? So we've talked about put yourself in the other person's position. Why do they have the opinion they have? We also talked about focusing on the interest, not the position, right? It's not about you versus them. It's we working together try to resolve this thing that's between us. Or even better, it's not between us. It's over there on the whiteboard and we're going to turn and face it. So the third one here, attempt to create solutions to the problem. Sometimes you can come up with solutions that aren't so obvious at first. Sometimes we can, you have a major concern, and to me that's a minor concern, but I have a major concern, to you it's a minor concern, so we can carve it up that way. I get the big thing I want, I give up the little thing. You get the big thing you want, and you give up the little thing to me. Sometimes we can work together and come up with creative solutions we hadn't thought of before. So we need to keep the communication channels open. Express emotions honestly. That doesn't mean you're allowed to let your emotions run wild, but if you're, could you please not use that word? It really bothers me, right? I wouldn't even say insulting, but it really bothers me. So when you said, oh, you were here because you screwed up. Well, could you not put it that way? Because I'm having a hard time thinking about positive solutions because that's sort of pushing my buttons. And you need to be careful not to push the other person's buttons. The point is that people should be staying calm and working towards a solution, not stirring emotions up. You need to tamp them down and keep them under control. All right, so reach out, make the first move to make amends. So often, give up something little. Give up something little that's not, by little I mean it's not that important to you. It creates this air of reciprocity, right? Now they sort of owe you the next move, right? You've given up something, now it's their turn. Maybe they'll give up something more valuable. And if you can agree on the little things, it paves the way for agreeing to the big things. If you can't agree on the little things, how are you ever going to get to the big things? So certainly what you want to do is document areas of agreement and disagreement. So we've solved this and this and this so far. This thing we've talked about, but we didn't get anywhere yet, or we certainly don't have it resolved yet. And that's okay. We're going to come back to that. Play down differences, emphasize common interests. So here's where the same. You'd be amazed how much people are the same. People from different political parties want 90% of the same thing. People from different countries want lots of the same thing. You want peace, I want peace. You want a happy, healthy family with a growing economy and a chance for an education, and so do my people, right? We want all. You want religious freedom, I want religion. You want to do your religion, I want to do my religion. All that stuff comes up, right? So we should talk about all the stuff we have in common as opposed to these critical few things that we have different. Again, it puts us on the same footing, it helps us understand the other person's position, it clears the air of a lot of things, and it gets us agreeing on things. It shows that we can agree on things. Other than that person's crazy, they're irrational, there's no way I'm going to come around to their way of thinking. It's really tough to move forward if that's your position. Identify 3 to 4 other actions the other party would like you to take. Like, what would you like me to do? Talk to me about this. What is it you're looking for? What can I help you with? That's certainly a helpful attitude, right? And then I've often found it helpful. We talked about active listening last chapter. When they say, I want you to do this. So when you should say, okay, and that's something I didn't mention in active listening. It's a useful technique is when they say something, you paraphrase it back to them. You repeat it back to them in your words, and it goes like, so they make a long speech about something, and you can say something like, okay, let me see if I understand you correctly. What you're saying is, and then you repeat it in your own words. And when they hear it in your own words, they will know that you have heard them and understand them. So they don't have to keep making the point, and they don't have to get over the mental hurdle of, oh, I saw him listening, but I don't think he heard me. I don't think he got it. Well, if you repeat it back in their own words, yes, in fact, you did get it. So it moves the conversation forward. Also, suppose what they ask for is, by your measure, pretty irrational. They're asking for a lot, and they don't want to give anything up for it. So you can repeat that back to them out loud. Okay, so if I understand your position correctly, you're asking for this, 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 and this, and you don't want to do anything for those things. Is that right? I put it in less offensive terms than that, but basically indirectly point that out. Now, just the fact that they hear you say it, they might think, that doesn't sound like anything anybody's going to agree to. So, yeah, that's probably not the best approach. So they say, no, that's not what I meant. Well, okay, it's what I said, but it's not what I meant. Okay, then fine. Please do tell me what you meant. Give them a free pass. We're here to understand each other, so go ahead and do it again, and I'm listening, and I'll tell you if I get it again, right? So Those kind of things help. Even if you don't give in, it's amazing how much people just want to be heard. They just want to be appreciated. They want to have their opinions listened to. Even if they're not followed, they at least got to have their, as we say, their day in court. They got to have their say. They got to be heard. And at least they got an answer. Maybe the answer is no, but they were heard and they got an answer. And a lot of people, that's a big help. So some more things on the list of conflict management skills. And again, there's whole courses in this. There's certainly a lot of marriage counselors that help you out with things like this. Sometimes people, they haven't been trained how to handle conflict, and it messes up their life, right? They attack the other people. They either avoid the conflict at all costs. So things never get worked out, things never get resolved, or the person walks all over them. Winning at all costs, right? I'm going to, get this person to give in no matter what it takes, no matter the long run consequences. In business, that's not so good because you typically have long-term relationships with your suppliers, with your customers, with each other, inside your own organization. So typically winning at all costs is not such a good thing. And if it's somebody in your family, right, then certainly winning at all costs is not advisable because you hope to have these relationships for the rest of your life. Displaying anger, if you feel yourself getting upset, you need to try to calm down. Maybe you need to take a break. So all of a sudden you have to, I need to use the restroom, right? And you go out and get a drink of water and calm down, take a break, those kind of things. Demeaning the other party, negative speak. All right, I can remember with my brothers, when we were younger, have some issue. All right, I'll give in. You can have your way, you big baby, right? I mean, that doesn't solve anything. So here you've given in. You should make them give something for it. It should be a building thing in the relationship, and then you ruin it by calling them big baby at the end, right? So that's not good at all. So any negative comments, any talking down to the other party, right? Any kind of negativeness like that really poisons the well. Even if you can force an agreement out of you, they might not honor it. They're going to try to get even with you. They don't want to do any business with you. All those kind of things. And certainly, if there's conflict, if it didn't go well, retaliating, trying to get revenge, all that builds up animosity in the long run and sort of poisons the relationship in the long run. So all those things are not advised.